Hey guys, KILLSTREAKS here, and today I'm bringing you an off-the-cuff first impressions of Infinite Warfare. And this is the multiplayer beta, which just went live. I just finished some Destiny, and then checked up on this beta, and apparently it was live when it wasn't when I checked before. So yeah, I just decided to play one short match before bed, and then record my first impressions of it. Um, so let's get into it. When I loaded up the game, I think the menus look nice, they look snazzy, the music's good, that's all great. Um, then when you get into the game, you start being introduced to the mechanics, so you got your rig suits, which are, I'm indifferent to. And then you've got some new system where you get to sign up with a in-game faction, which I'm kind of a fan of. I played a game on PlayStation 3 back in the day called Mag, where you could sign up to a faction and play against other players which are in different factions. Not quite the same thing here, but it's kind of nice how it's kind of like, I guess the closest comparison would be Destiny, where you kind of pick a faction. You don't really play only against players of other factions per se, but you get to upgrade your reputation within the faction. And the leader talks to you and gives you tips, and you kind of build up a rapport with the guy. So it seems like a cool little mechanic to keep you invested, which is cool. Um, Visually, the game looks, I can't really fault it, it looks pretty great. Um, I know Advanced Warfare kind of had some aliasing issues next to Black Ops 3, where Advanced Warfare had some nice lighting and some nice texture quality. Black Ops 3 was more well-rounded, more just nicer to look at, more colourful, and it was definitely a lot smoother, much better anti-aliasing. I would say this game is the best of both worlds. Very shiny, great lighting, and there's not really that much of an issue with aliasing where there's not many jaggies or anything. And plus, people can love or hate the motion blur. Personally, I'm a big fan of it. I think it makes the game look quite nice, even if it isn't that great for straight up competitive play. But yeah, I like the visuals of the game. I think it looks very good. Um, Granted, I'm not certain at what resolution this game is running at, so I would assume it's 1080p 60 on PS4, but I could be wrong. Certainly next Battlefield 1, which apparently is running at as low as 600p, and sub 60 FPS in places on that game. Yeah, this game is holding up quite nicely next to that one. Um, so let's talk gameplay. The guns. You can always trust Infinity Ward to make great guns that feel really nice and they have great punch. Initially, I went into this, and granted, let's remember I've only played one match, but I went into the game and I was kind of thinking, I know the game's not going to be great. I mean, it's the new Infinity Ward, but if there's one thing these guys are way better at than the other two COD devs, it's making guns that feel and look really punchy and really true to life, well, as far as you can do in terms of a futuristic game. I just pulled out my Super here. I like this one, it's pretty cool. And I actually did really well this game as well. I had a lot of fun, I'm not going to lie. That said, I did go 15-3, so that's probably a big part of it. Snipers seem really overpowered. I know people have been complaining about that. I'm not going to go much into it because I think I only died twice to snipers this game, but yeah, it just seems like you die out of nowhere from them and they can kind of jump around the corner and insta-kill you without much effort. So yeah, I think they've said they're patching it, I'm not sure. But yes, guns feel great. Game felt a bit different from Black Ops 3. And yeah, I mean, the controls feel slightly different. I mean, it has its own feel, which I guess is nice for an independent dev, separate from Treyarch and Sledgehammer. And then what was the other thing I was going to talk about? Time to Kill seems quite. I mean, let's just get this out of the way. This game is, I can just tell straight off the bat, it's way better than Ghost. Like, Ghost was, I think, extremely terrible. I think this game gets a bad rap because of the PR disaster that Ghosts was and PR that Infinity Ward is suffering right now. But I think this game, it's got bad PR. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Black Ops 3. I've only played one match. I don't know if it will be as polished or mechanically solid as Black Ops 3. Um, and I don't know if it'll have the longevity. I think a big problem with this game is going to be the pay-to-win structure that it will have, similar to Advanced Warfare with the weapon variants. and they're clearly going to milk that, and the game's going to suffer for it. But from what I played in my first game, look, I mean, the game's got terrible PR, but I had fun with it. So, might just be a good first game that's keeping me biased here, but I enjoyed my first game. I don't know if it's enough to make me buy the game, but I had fun with it. So, yeah, just straight off the bat, those are my first impressions. Thanks for watching, and yeah, so far I give it about a 7 or 8 out of 10. That's my rating. Alright, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and, talk to later, keep safe, stay well, what have you.